There are three pillars to Zero Dig: climate action, ecosystem restoration, and healthy food produced locally. Now, Zero Dig achieves all of these three objectives by feeding and nurturing the soil biology. To do this successfully, one has to stop disturbing the soil, and that means no more digging, no more cultivation, no more ploughing. Every time the soil is cultivated, the soil biology is hit hard. Beneficial microorganisms, especially fungi and earthworms, are decimated. Carbon that was locked in the soil is exposed to oxygen and lost as CO2. Soils lose their structure and get washed away or blown away. Now look, we now know that crops can be grown in abundance with no tillage, and farming systems can be weaned off their chemical dependence. The trick, though, is to understand how. For over more than 300 million years, nature has perfected ways to grow strong, healthy plants without our need to interfere and control the process. You do this by harnessing the power of the soil biology and nurturing it to our own benefit. If we do that, we can restore biodiversity, reverse ecosystem collapse, and put all that carbon back into the soil and grow healthy food. So, how did plants thrive and conquer the world without our help? They did this by evolving in harmony with a network of microorganisms in the soil, the most important of which are the soil bacteria and the fungi. And there are a lot of them. Just one teaspoon of healthy soil contains more bacteria and fungi than people on the planet. If you then unravel the fungal mycelium in that teaspoon of healthy soil, it could easily be several kilometers long. Plants thrive by making a deal with these soil microorganisms, especially those bacteria and fungi. Always come back to bacteria and fungi, where they exchange the sugars from photosynthesis for the other minerals and nutrients that they need, and which the soil microorganisms are experts in obtaining. Now, to feed these soil microorganisms, the plants push out into the soil half of all the sugar compounds they make from photosynthesis. This is simply a massive investment of energy. But as long as the soil remains alive and healthy, the plants get a good return on their investment in the form of all the other minerals and nutrients they need. At Zero Dig, we concentrate on feeding and nurturing the soil biology. If we do that successfully, the plants will thrive and produce healthy, nutrient-rich food. Soils with a healthy biology are stable and will not readily wash away or blow away. They also store lots of that carbon. Now, fungi are a key element of the Zero Dig solution, as their vast networks of tubular cells that we call mycelium are the big soil stabilizers. And when they link up with plant roots, they give the plant access to a much larger soil area than the plant can access on its own. This helps the plant thrive when water is in short supply and provides them with a host of nutrients and minerals that they need to grow and produce tasty and healthy food. Fungi are simply the most incredible organisms around. Just think, 500 million years ago, when plants had no roots, that's true, no roots, the fungal mycelium stepped in to fill the gap, and they provided the earliest plants with the root structure they needed. Fungi are at the base of life as we know it, and at Zero Dig we have total respect for fungi. The fungal network of mycelium are also particularly vulnerable when soils are cultivated. And what we do at Zero Dig, our processes mimic the diversity, interconnections and structure of nature to produce abundant healthy food. And we can do this by minimizing disturbance to the soil biology and by nurturing the type of soil biology we need to produce not only healthy plants, but also commercially successful small-scale farms. The right mix of fungi can dramatically reduce the need for weeding in market gardening. No cultivation and no weeding leads to reduced costs. Now, fungi's favourite food is woody material, leaves and wood chips. So in Zero Dig market gardening, filling the paths with wood chips provides a perfect habitat for fungi to thrive. As they grow, the fungal mycelium will invade the beds in between the wood chip paths and hook up with the plants that are growing there to provide them with the nutrients and protection they need. We add compost and other organic matter directly onto the beds, and here we are inoculating the soil with a host of beneficial microorganisms and providing some very tasty food for earthworms. Earthworms are the soil's engineers, and a good count of earthworms helps mix the soil and, more importantly, provides taxi rides for all those soil microorganisms that we can't see to get around and establish themselves everywhere. These two elements, wood chips and compost, kickstart the Zerodig soil biology and allow Zerodig growers to benefit from 300 million years of nature's R&D, research and development. Indeed, there is a fourth Zerodig pillar, which is to always look for the solution in nature. Ask yourself, what would Mother Nature do? You'll almost always find the answer in the soil right under your feet.